The AYER cut of the Suicide Squad is officially going to be released at some point. This has been confirmed by James Gunn. Let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and drop a like. Alright, so let's just dive into this little article. I've seen it all over Twitter, which is not the only thing I've seen on Twitter. We'll talk about that a little bit at the end here because I feel like it's important that we talk about it. But, so essentially, there was an image of Jared Leto's Joker that has sparked the movement online, released the AYER cut like they did the Snyder cut. And apparently AYER has actually talked to James Gunn about it. And James Gunn says it will eventually release. See, so right here, all I know is my unseen film plays much better than the studio release, which would be really good because that movie was, I don't even know what's happening. It was incoherent, a lot like the DCEU was. The interest in my cut being show seems real and organic. And Gunn told me, here we go. And Gunn told me it would have its time to be shared. He absolutely deserves to launch his DC universe without more drama about old projects. In a way, I'm chained to this thing. I'm riding a tiger here and navigating this situation the best I can. Life is a very strange journey. So it's really interesting. Just a picture was posted of him, of Jared Leto, and then David Ayer obviously has seen a lot of this release the AYER cut online, saying it's genuine. How much of that is true? Again, I don't know. Like when they did the Snyder cut, pretty sure it was released that a lot of bots helped push things. So you literally have a fan base, the Snyder cult, that will literally pay for bots and promotions for their posts about the Snyderverse and possibly the AYER cut to get more attention on that. So it's hard to know if this is true, if it's real. AYER is saying it, so it probably is true. Maybe it will release at some point. But the problem, and we'll get into in just a minute, is that if you give an inch, people try to take a mile. I do hope the AYER cut gets released and we get to watch it, since apparently it's better than the theatrical release, which honestly, it seems like it's just truth nowadays that the directors have better ideas of how to tell their stories than the studios actually do. And we've seen that a lot recently. But we need to talk about something, okay? If you're a Snyder cultist, you need to chill the F out, all right? I hope AYER gets his release, if that's truly what he wants. If he feels that his vision wasn't fully shown and he's passionate enough that he wants it released, I truly hope he gets it released and we get to watch it, because it'll probably be better than what was released. Just like the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut was definitely better than the theatrical release of Justice League. But there are a ton of issues with it. It's not the best movie ever. And it's time to move on. That's essentially what I'm trying to say, right? It's been a long time. James Gunn is now the new head of DC. He's running this whole creative project for the DCU. He's writing a lot of projects for them. He's hiring, he's casting. He is building a new DC universe with characters we love. Characters that, if you yourself don't like James Gunn at the head of it, he's still running the universe where your favorite characters are going to live and be played out on screen. So why not try to support that as best you can? If you don't like it after they start releasing, fine. Back off of it. Say, okay, I don't like this. I'm not going to support it anymore. And that's kind of what everybody did with the Snyderverse. We watched the films. We're like, okay, Batman vs Superman, not very good. We're kind of done with this. And then they canceled it, and now it's just been a mess ever since. But the Snyderverse people, man, they claim to love Zack Snyder, and maybe they do, but what they're doing doesn't show that. Snyder has a lot of projects coming out that he's working on, or not a lot, but really looks like high quality projects, especially working for Netflix now with Rebel Moon, especially is what's piquing my interest the most, because it seems like a main competitor to Star Wars, because it originally was a Star Wars film. Why not move on from the past, from the Snyderverse, because it's over. It's not coming back, no matter how much you try, no matter how many hashtags you put, no matter how many tweets you put out, no matter how many bots you pay for. It's not coming back. James Gunn has a new cast. He's moving forward with his new universe. Move on. But why not support his current projects? If you really love Zack Snyder that much, support his current projects so they do really well and he gets to continue to make films like he loves. And Rebel Moon is going to be a competitor to Star Wars, which I think it needs. Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek, honestly, they're not on level Star Wars. They don't have the cultural impact Star Wars has, in my opinion. Star Wars needs some type of competition that can keep up with it. And I think Rebel Moon could be that. Not only does Snyder have the Rebel Moon movie coming out later this year, he also is building a zombie universe, which is sick. I love zombies. And I actually really like what he did with his first film over on Netflix. I just think it's time that we move past the Snyderverse, everyone collectively as a group, and start supporting his actual projects that are going to be releasing, not this made up fairy tale land that they say had this huge giant overarching plan. It's easy to say after it's been canned, right? It's easy to be like, oh, you know what was a good idea? If we did this, and then people will catch on to that and they're like, oh, they robbed us. We don't know if that's what would have happened, right? And it's time to move on. It's time to focus on this new universe under James Gunn. If you like him, great. If you don't like him, okay. At least give it a chance because he is using some of the characters that we all know and love. Someone just needed to sit down and actually say this to you all. Move on. Support Zack Snyder. Support James Gunn. You don't have to be mutually exclusive to one or the other. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you want a full fleshed out video of why I don't like the Snyderverse very much and why I think they're bad movies, just make sure you comment that down below as well. And I would definitely make that video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace.